Update 3 on Typhoon Vongfong, which is currently located just south of the Japanese Ryukyu Islands with winds of 125 miles per hour and a pressure of around 941 millibars. Its position is 23.8 degrees north, 128.9 degrees east as of 8 PM UTC, October the 10th. Just down from a Category 4 storm in the past 6 hours, and gradual weakening is expected in the next 48 hours. But that still means that Okinawa in particular will be seeing a typhoon possibly making landfall on the island before the storm moves on to the mainland of Japan. And after fanfare last week, or just days ago, it's going to be a bit of a double whammy for the coast of Japan, particularly in the southern part of the country. But as it is, a Category 3 storm, still very strong, winds 125 miles per hour, and places along the Ryukyu Islands could see gusts higher than that. So, typhoon warning in effect for Okinawa, gale advisories in effect for the rest of the Ryukyu Islands, including the Daito Islands, and parts of, well, all of Kyushu, parts of Shikoku, and the main island of Honshu as well. So that's the current situation in Japan. Warnings expected to be extended towards the north. Typhoon warnings included. Updates on Force 13's social pages as and when we get them. In terms of sea surface temperatures, they remain fairly warm, around 28 degrees Celsius until the storm passes Okinawa, which it will fall down to around 26 after that towards Kyushu, and then it will drop below 26 generally. And that's not really going to be the real killer, to be honest. It's probably going to be high wind shear, because the wind shear amounts north of the storm are very high indeed, albeit they are decreasing, but as it is at the moment, very high amounts of wind shear to the storm's north, which is of course exactly where it's headed. Also copious amounts of dry air off to the west of the storm, over Taiwan and the eastern coast of China as well. Looking at the computer models, the CMC first of all takes the storm towards the north and then dives towards the northeast through the southern coast of Japan, possibly another typhoon forming in a few days' time as well, out at sea. We also have Cyclone Hudhud making landfall in India as well on those models too. GFS model takes the storm pretty much the same direction through Okinawa and then through the southern part of the island of Kyushu and then onto the rest of the southern coast of Japan itself, the mainland, before moving towards the northeast and out of sight. And again, another storm behind it too on the cards. Looking at the latest satellite imagery, still a very powerful storm indeed, as you can see here. A rather small eye now, certainly not as large and intimidating as it was when it was a 180 mile per hour storm, but still the core around the eye wall, will still be extremely strong. Of course, winds 125 miles per hour, gusting to higher than that, and of course heavy rain will also be accompanying that as well. I think more towards the eastern side of the storm as it progresses due to the dry air on the western side. So as it stands, Okinawa, the Amami Islands as well, will probably get the worst deal out of this storm in the next few days, or indeed 24 to 48 hours time. Around the world right now, we have a new storm forming in the Atlantic, Tropical Storm 7, which is forming now. I imagine it will be called Faye. We also have Cyclone Hudhud, which is going to make landfall in India in around 24 hours time, and of course we have Typhoon Vongfong and one or two other invests out there as well. So 64 tropical storms have formed around the world so far this year, 2014. 36 of those have become Category 1 cyclones, or their equivalents around the world, just one off 2010 and 2011. And 21 Category 3 storms have formed around the world as well, with winds of 115 miles per hour and higher. That's 2 higher than 2010 and the same amount as 2011. Now let's take a look now at how Vongfong compares to the strongest cyclones ever recorded. Now, not all of these may be legitimate totals, but these are the strongest storms, at least by wind speed. Of course, Tip was the strongest ever by air pressure, with an air pressure of 870 millibars. Nora and June coming in second place with 875. But as far as wind speed is concerned, Vongfong is placed in 30th with winds of 180 miles per hour and the central pressure of 900 millibars when it reached its peak intensity a few days ago. A few storms you can see higher than that, many of those not in this century. Vongfong is the 6th strongest storm ever worldwide since 2000. So you can visit Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets. The website, force13.com, will keep you most up to date with all the goings-on around the world storm-wise. That's when I'm not ill, at least. Of course, you can visit the YouTube and Daily Motion pages, search Force 13 on there for the latest video updates regularly, as long as there are warnings in effect or other significant information. And of course, the social pages, Facebook and Twitter, just search Force 13, regularly updated, regardless on those two. You can also add Full 13 on Skype for personal tropical weather chat if you wish to do so with myself. I don't bite, so you can do that if you wish to have a chat about the current tropical situation or whatever you wish. That's all for now. Next update on this storm in 24 hours.